Welcome to Rajendra Tandon videos. We continue with the story of Ravana lusting for Sita. There was no dearth of women, but Sita was special. She was the wife of Rama. So he wanted to violate her. Valmiki has written about it. In his Ramayana, he says, Ravana's lust for Maithili grew with Rama's approach towards the ocean. He pined for her day and night and grew weak in thought and action. It's superb literature what Valmiki was writing. He was the first poet in the world. Ravana's well-wishers grew contemptuous of his behavior and condemned him. However, nothing deterred Ravana from his evil objective. Though the time for considering reconciliation as an option was over, he summoned his council again. He began by giving directions about posting troops in defensive positions to safeguard his kingdom. Later, addressing his generals and ministers, he said, Members of my council, you are competent to consider all issues of dharma, artha and kam, however pleasant or unpleasant, beneficial or adverse, hurtful or endearing these might be. You have never let me down, and I wish the same this time too. I desire to enjoy this immensely powerful and rich kingdom, surrounded by all of you for a long time. Presently, the deed that has led to this battle is done, and I seek your approval for what I have done. Mark the speech, mark the logic, and enjoy the words. Ravana continued, I abducted Rama's beloved queen Sita from Dandakaranya, a forest under the control of Rakshasas. However, that woman never gave in to my advances. She sits like a hermit in the Ashok Vatika. She, in my view, happens to be the most charming woman in the world, and a mere glance at her fires my lust. I have lost all control over my desires and have become a slave to Kamadeva. I am restless in mind and body and seek your advice for further action. What advice could they give? Kumbhakarna opposed it. Vibhishana opposed him. But there were some who supported his ideas. There are sycophants all the time available in every court. Ravana lied to his audience that Sita had asked for a year's time to consider his proposal and that he had accepted her demand. He said, My lust has fatigued me just like a horse running a long race. I am not afraid of the enemy, especially those wild Banaras, Ram and Lakshmana, the pauper princes. They cannot cross the limitless ocean that is full of crocodiles, large fish, several other aquatic animals and whales. In the end, we shall be victorious, declared Ravana. It's a very dramatic description. Listen to it carefully. Kumbhakarna reprimanded Ravana. Listening to his lamentation, Kumbhakarna was upset and angry. He stood up and said, Why did you not consult us when you decided to abduct Sita from Rama's ashrama? Maharaj, you have abducted another woman through deceit, and this shall be seen as improper conduct by a king as mighty as you. Evil deeds committed without thinking of the consequences and remedies thereof, and acting against dharma and the shastras cause harm, like ahuti added to yajna while chanting mantras to invoke a curse upon another. See, there is an element of morality everywhere, although ultimately they all agree to fight for the sake of Ravana. Kumbhakarna continued, Maharaja, without thinking of its consequences in the future, you have started a chain of grave events. Like the poisoned meal killing the one who consumes it, Rama will kill you. You should consider yourself lucky that you are still alive. Dear brother, you have done wrong this time. However, being a part of your family, I shall stand by you and destroy your enemies. I shall fight Indra, Surya, Agni, Vayu, Kuber and Varuna for your sake. I shall transform into a giant with sharp, large and strong jaws and frighten the Devatas with my roar. I shall sip Rama's blood. You rest assured. Eat, drink and be merry. Once I have killed Rama, Sita will submit to you for ever. Then there was the minister, Mahaparshava, keeping in mind Ravana's anger, thinking deep as was his wont, standing with folded hands, he addressed the king saying, Maharaja, he is an idiot who, even after entering an inaccessible forest, teeming with wild beasts and reptiles, and discovering honey that is fit to drink, does not enjoy it. So Sita is a honey fit to drink. Enjoy her. You are invincible. There is none above you. Crush your enemies and enjoy Vaidehi. Like a wild cock, force yourself upon her. Relish her body. Mark the language. It's brutal. But that is how people speak. Once you have achieved your objective, is there anything left to be afraid of? I believe in Danda alone, as against the policies of Sama, Dama and Bhed advocated by the learned. Ravana liked Mahaparshava's observations and his advice was music to his ears. However, he expressed the fear of a curse that Brahma had pronounced on him a long time ago. He said, once noticing a luminous Apsara going towards Brahma's abode in the heavens, I had forcibly ravished her. Brahma had cursed that if this be repeated by me, my head would be shattered into 100 pieces. Hence, using force to make Vaidehi lie in my bed would be the death of me. But other than that, I am sure of my prowess. I can advance like the ocean and move as fast as the wind. Rama is unaware of this. He invades me in ignorance, striking him with hundreds of thunderbolts released from my arrows. I shall reduce him to ashes. On the battlefield, even Varuna and Indra of the 1,000 eyes cannot vanquish me. Vibhishana was the only person in Ravana's court who had the courage to advise the king, contrary to his intention and desire. In meaningful words, speaking truthfully, he said politely, Brother, Sita is a giant cobra who shall lead us all to our ends. Hurry and entrust Maithili to the son of Dashratha before the giant Vanaras, fighting with their claws and teeth, mount an assault on Lanka. Rajan, Kumbhakarna, Indrajit, Mahapashava, Mahodara, Nikumbha, Kumbha, or Atikeya, none of them will survive when fighting Rama. Listening to Vibhishana, Parhasta, the Senapati, retorted, "Shut up! We are afraid neither of the Devatas nor of the Asuras. The emotion of fear is unknown to us. In the battlefield, we are not afraid of the Yakshas, the giant Nagas, ferocious birds, or the poisonous serpents. How then can we be afraid of Rama, a mere human?" Vibhishana replied patiently, "Prahasta, whatever you, the Maharaja, and Kumbhakarna have spoken about Ram is not realistic. Rama is a capable prince, endowed with many qualities of the mind, body, and spirit. He has the ability to accomplish any task, and he believes in the supremacy of Dharma. Born in the Ikshvaku dynasty, he is a great warrior. Prahasta, you are boasting because you have not faced Rama and his sharp, penetrating, and invincible arrows yet. Our king is a slave of Kama and seems to be surrounded by friends like you who can accomplish nothing except the destruction of our race. Save your king, even if you have to pull him away by force in the interest of the Rakshasas." What thoughts, what images, what language, what a delivery. "I advise you to hand over Maithili to Rama without any further delay, my brother," said Vibhishana. "He alone is a true minister who, after weighing the strength and weakness of the enemy, exercising his judgment, tenders sound and impartial advice." Remarkable words, words full of thought and erudition. The credit goes to Valmiki, who wrote this. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram.